Albert Einstein once said, "Everybody's a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid." Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today on trial we have modern day schooling. Glad you could come. Not only does he make fish climb trees, but also makes them climb down and do a 10-mile run. Tell me, school, are you proud of the things you've done? Turning millions of people into robots, do you find that fun? Do you realize how many kids relate to that fish?
It is our natural state to be learning, to be a learner for life. Even as we gain some mastery, new problems and situations keep bringing us back to being beginners. Learning occurs anywhere, anytime, in all places and all phases of life. All environments become learning environments.
Two techniques we've used that I really enjoyed this year. We had the kids make presentations about themselves and their ancestors, so some filmed themselves in front of the Taj Mahal, or others with a Dutch background in front of windmills from Holland. But really anywhere students' imagination takes them, from another planet to the bottom of the ocean.
Complete this videography task redefined learning with the replacement of a common classroom task, such as writing a report, with computer technology that was not used as an end to a means, but as support for learning that revolved around my interests and allowed me to learn content and skills to support the concepts I was pursuing.
While our students have the advantage of living and learning in an interconnected digital environment, they need also take the responsibility that comes with these opportunities. Students must learn behaviors that are both safe and ethical. However, digital citizenship is not that different from the basics of traditional citizenship. Be kind, respectful, and work toward making the world a better place.
Canva simplifies the design process, and I was able to choose a template and theme to adequately present my thinking. This assignment helped me grasp basic design principles in a tangible way. Working on anything new presents new obstacles, and as I learned to adapt and improve, I believe I became a better designer along the way as well.
The Learning Commons is student-centered and promotes engagement through active inquiry and collaboration. It gives recognition to the changing nature of how we learn and access information, a culture that gives immediate access to information and social interaction. Student learning is broadened beyond the textbooks and the classroom and becomes global in nature.
A posted message can reach and be responded to by anyone with access to the internet. I can start a discussion or post artifacts and then wait for a reply. As a result, the opportunity exists to get information from an endless number of sources, each with an original, unique, and global perspective.
The Learning Commons is the starting point, the hub of the school, where learning isn't about memorizing facts, but connecting them using critical thinking, problem solving, and communication abilities. The Learning Commons is a place where we can experiment, a place where we can take risks and explore new ways of doing school.
The temptation is to fill the strip with characters, but it is important to pause and decide on the idea that is to be shared. My goal was to keep the reader interested, so layout was important. It took time to determine the order in which events would happen that would appear most logical and best fit the story.
While it is a given that problem solving should be taught, there are a multitude of differing opinions on how to teach these competencies. At its most simple, perhaps we need to begin by modeling our own problem solving processes. Upon observation, what can be more empowering for a student than to solve a problem which they have never been taught how to solve? Once we believe that we can overcome life's hurdles and that we have the power to figure out on our own, then we truly take on the ownership of our education.
While the standard of computational thinking does typically refer to coding or programming, at its core, it is about learning to be a problem solver. Working with Tinker allowed me to manipulate data digitally while physically conceptualizing the problem that I wanted to solve.
Students need the opportunity to contribute their voices to meaningful conversations. Student voice can be brought forward with media creation tools, allowing them to communicate clearly and express themselves creatively in reaction to a variety of circumstances with the choice of platform and format appropriate to their goals. Using these media, students can create a world where they are listened to, acknowledged, and ultimately understood.
In getting STEAM rolling, the author linked books from the library to STEAM activities, and I was inspired to try some of her strategies at our school with the younger kids as we looked at fall and habitats in particular. I liked Story Swap, which allowed us to pair fiction books with nonfiction, and a lot of the kids preferred one or the other. And by linking the two, it gave them experience with a reading.
To be a creative communicator is more than adding dialogue to a PowerPoint. It is not just about selecting the style and the format of the message. Rather, it is to focus on being creative and creating work that is original, a way to grow a sense of authorship and audience.
Allowing our students to collaborate globally not only builds communication skills, but a cultural understanding and a knowledge of and an awareness of the bigger world. It allows students to look at themselves and the communities in which they live, as well as their own cultures, and attempt to figure out who they are and how they fit into this picture.
The Global Collaborator Standard promotes the use of social media for collaboration and, in the sharing of my blog with colleagues and a willingness to utilize their critiques toward my project, it encouraged the creation of an opportunity for me to broaden my understanding of the assignment and experience a genuine interaction with others.